Hello, everyone. What's going on? My name is Timpedia, and welcome back to the TNT Podcast episode.
Oh shit! We forgot
I
the
totally
episode
forgot.
number.
Literally blank today.
Oh my god.
Unrelated to the episode number, we have the full crew of people. The number 4 is the number of people on this podcast right now.
What a number!
What a mansion.
Are you actually looking up the number? Or you just
No, it's fine. It's whatever. But we have the full crew. And that crew is consisting of, on my right,
Friedman, also known as Andrew, but mostly known as Friedman.
and on the left,
Just Tyler.
and across.
One sleepy boy.
Hopefully he makes it.
I am determined. I am
We'll
determined.
see.
Before we get to it, I'm going to preemptively apologize to everybody. I am getting over being sick, and I don't have a mute button on my microphone, so I'm just going to try to muffle my occasional coughs as much as I can.
The coughing podcast.
Just ignore the occasional dying. It's
Yeah,
fine.
no big deal. But you know what also is a big deal? We got a lot of trailers in the last few weeks.
It's hype season.
2 of these I added instantly, like right after the last podcast, or 3 of these actually, and then no more got added. But I had them in there and I wanted to talk about it. So no one has watched this yet that I know, but
My God,
apparently there's a Tiger King 2, and the trailer for this is super depressing because all is the shitty guy from the end of the season who basically took all of Joe Exotic's stuff. He's like, yo, that documentary made us filthy rich.
Damn. Shit.
And he's wearing like a fucking gold chain. He's like looks like a rapper now, where he's got his gold chain with his diamond-studded name and everything. And it's like,
oh shit.
And then they're like, yeah, Carol Baskin's husband's alive. We found him in Costa Rica and all this shit. And like Joe Exotic doing video interviews from jail still and all this shit. Like, it's fucking bonkersville.
Did you you know it's out, right?
Yeah. So I was gonna say,
Okay.
so the show is out now on Netflix. That's why I said no one I know has watched this. Not the trailer. No one I know has watched the show. Because Val and both of her sisters, who I watched the first one with over COVID, are like, I really don't want to give them any more money or watch this or anything like that.
Yeah, well, it's too late because everybody else is gonna. Well, you all watched the first one though, right?
Rachel
Yeah, that's what you just
apparently
said,
never
yeah.
finished it, but like I remember finishing it and like being
Honestly, didn't want to
morbidly
give myself a brain tumor. Like, so you told me to watch it, right? Because you're like, Tyler, this shit is so fucking bonkers. Like just seeing this shit. I'm like, you know what? Fine. I'll entertain Tim this. I only could get through 2 episodes.
That's
I was like, I
fine.
can't fucking do this.
All right, I'll take the bait here, Tim. As someone else who's also watched Jersey Shore, you can confide in me.
Yes.
Does this show
is that
scratch the
energy.
same kind of itch like
is
this
the
kind of show?
same mega garbage energy.
Gotcha. So as long as you're the type of person who can tolerate a show like that, you will find it enjoyable.
I fucking remembered, Aiden, isn't your profile picture based on the Tiger King?
Oh
on
my god,
Discord?
yes.
You mean Cloud Chocobo King? Yeah.
He only keeps it there to piss me off too.
It's become
Aiden
iconic, man.
Literally keeps it there just to like infuriate
I just
me,
looked
'cause he
over at
knows it
Discord and
pisses
it
me
totally
off.
triggered in my head that I was like, oh, fuck yeah, that's what that's from.
I get upset every time I see it.
Yeah, Cloud Chocobo King, man.
Wow.
That is what it's from. I've never watched it. I have no interest in it. I can't. But it's just too good. Like
Yeah.
Cloud Chocobo King is.
I hate how accurate it is though. Like,
Oh yeah, it's great.
it's fucked up. Like when I was I'll never forget. Like Felipe and I were playing Final Fantasy VII around the same time, and like we were progressing through it around the same time, and like we got to the part where like, okay, we're gonna ramp before we go kill Sephiroth, right? Like we knew we're gonna go fight Sephiroth. It was pretty simple. But like, hey, let's go get the gold chocobo so we can get like Ultima and all these other like dope ass like magic things.
Hell yeah, Knights of the
So
Round,
that's-
baby.
So as we're going through it, I'm like, Felipe. Like, he's like, what's up? I'm like, isn't this a little weird? He's like, what? We're like inbreeding chocobo. Like, we're having moms like fucking their like sons. Like,
Dude, don't
Ugh.
remind me of competitive Pokemon breeding. That's just
Isn't
another
it-
level.
dude.
Dude, those Dittos don't have a good time.
Well, no, those Dittos have a great time.
Oh
What are
my
you talking
God.
about?
Oh my god.
That Ditto's having a fantastic time in the daycare, man. Like, oh, I see
All right.
Bubba's back again.
All right, moving
What's
on.
he got for me
so-
this time? Oh, he's got a Charizard.
So obviously this launched a couple days ago, but I wanted to see where this is at in the top 10 because obviously it's going to be in the top 10 on Netflix right now. At least Netflix USA, it is number 3. Guess what's number 1 right now?
Arcane.
Number 6.
Ah.
The
What's-
Cowboy Bebop.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Well,
I watched the
that's-
first episode.
That's a teaser for later.
I'm watching that this weekend, most likely.
No, you know what had a fantastic trailer, and by fantastic I mean it was a trailer that showed a show I'm excited for. That's all that matters.
But
Book of Boba had its trailer.
Book of Boba Tea.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, my coworker's talking about this and the Witcher trailer at the same time, so I watched them like back to back.
Oh yeah, Witcher trailer also came out, but I'm not watching that because unlike with Book of Boba, I care about the story of Witcher a lot more. Like, okay, that's the wrong way to phrase it. And this
Hold on, can I say one thing about the Witcher trailer though
Sure.
that was really goofy? So it has nothing to do with the content of it. It was how they framed the trailer. They chose to use Kanye's "Monster" as the track for the background because
Oh yeah.
because the lyrics, while they're a decent description of like Geralt's situation, the tone doesn't match what they're trying to show at all. Like they're
Nope.
trying to show some like hype rap trailer for Witcher, and I'm like, that's not what the show is going to be.
Producers.
Okay.
Producers. I need if you're listening to me, listen good. As a rap fan, I do not want to hear rap songs in my like when it's not
in your
thematic
fantasy.
in my fantasy or my westerns, please. For the love of God, take it out.
It is unfortunately a very common trend. I don't know what the appeal of it is.
I don't know. I blame.
It does not fit.
You know who I blame? I blame. Oh my God, Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, but Quentin Tarantino makes it work.
All right, Quentin Tarantino does make it work, and even in Django, it wasn't that bad. And I'm bleeding into this thing.
He is the exception and not the rule. You are not Quentin Tarantino.
Is the phrase the exception that proves the rule?
No, it doesn't work that way.
It's so like it's one of those things like
Him doing
Quentin
it because
Tarantino,
his movies are weird proves why other people shouldn't do it.
Well, no, I would argue that he knows exactly what he's doing, so when he breaks the rule, it's like he does it for a reason. Like he doesn't deliberately do it.
Yeah, that's
because,
what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So it sounded different.
Isn't that how the phrase works? I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
I might be wrong. I don't know. All I was going to say about the trailers is, unless the Book of Boba is completely different from the Mandalorian, it's a lot like that show was very much moment to moment events, not the overarching plot. The overarching plot of the fucking Mandalorian is the kid, the baby,
Protect the child.
But like Witcher's plot is like Geralt needs to find Ciri and train Ciri, and then there's the war going on, and there's so much other shit going on. Like the cast of some of the episodes of The Witcher season 1 is like more than the entire show of The Mandalorian. So like that's all I mean is that I don't want to be spoiled on plot nearly as much for The Witcher as I am for what's Book of Boba gonna have. Like here's the same 5 characters talking all the time and some alluding to cool gunfights. Rewatched that fight from The Mandalorian when Boba puts his armor on for the first time. Shit's so fucking awesome. All I want is more to that. Did everyone here watch Mandalorian season 2?
Yeah,
I think so.
I am completely caught up.
Yeah, that all those fights, like that fight when he shows up over the rock and like the music and everything, and just it's fucking great. And I just want more of that.
They just got to follow through and keep that like consistent tone.
You know,
I want more space westerns.
I've been thinking about taking off a couple days from work that I wasn't planning on between Christmas and New Year's, and I was like, man, I'll just probably be playing a video game. I'm going to talk about it in the watched and played part of the podcast. But now it's like, maybe I'm going to catch up on a lot of television shows because Witcher and fucking Boba are both going to be out by Christmas. So,
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot to watch this holiday season.
Then again, I'll probably honestly binge watch Boba before Boba does weekly releases.
Yeah.
Witcher won't, so I might watch all of Witcher before Christmas.
I don't know how. I don't think season 1 of Witcher was that easy to binge though. Like I can only do like 2 at a time and then have to like take a break.
Well, sure, but that's still you could still easily watch all of that within a week.
Kill it in a
Whereas
week,
the fucking Book of Boba is like microsecond it's out. Okay, time to wait another week. There was also a very important trailer, especially with all the memes in our group lately.
Yeah.
Fucking the Halo trailer.
Oh. Jesus.
That's right. Halo's getting a show. Bet you weren't expecting this one.
No. Not a single soul. Not a single soul. Well, they had talked about it for
Can we
years.
even call it a trailer?
No, Aiden,
Yeah.
you're not wrong.
What's a teaser? What's a teaser?
You're not wrong, but it's cool that we got something about a new Halo thing for the 20th. A lot of the art they put out for the 20th anniversary was pretty sick. 20 years. That's stupid.
That's stupid.
Too long.
Can I say? So wait, do you guys
Halo
know?
It's an anime. Never forget that.
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I want to forget that. Do you guys know the actor who's playing Master Chief? I have mixed feelings about him. I don't think he's great, but I don't think he's bad either. Like I saw. What?
No. You can keep going, but legitimately, I haven't looked it up. I don't want to know.
You don't want to know. That's fine. It's not like you know this guy. I know you don't know this guy. He's only been in like one movie that I know. Have you guys heard of Den of Thieves?
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried very hard to be Heat, and it just wasn't Heat. Do you guys know what Heat is with Robert De Niro?
I've never seen it, but
Yes.
yeah.
No.
Fuck, man, you guys.
What? I said yes.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, finally. Finally, someone here who's got taste. Yo, in the comments, if y'all seen Heat, let me know. It's a fucking banger movie. But yeah, it's the same kind of thing where it's like a cat and mouse like movie. But the guy who plays Master Chief, I forgot his name. He's the criminal in this sense, and like Gerard Butler's in it, and he plays this supposedly corrupt LA County sheriff officer. Well, what am I saying? Everybody in LA County Sheriff's Department is corrupt, but whatever.
Neither here nor there.
Neither here nor there. It's all about that, but like I don't know, his performance was like okay. So like I don't know, I don't expect a lot, but who knows? It could be okay.
No, the real question, excuse me, is he gonna do the physical acting but not the voice? I feel like in today's day and age that's probably not true. But
I would hope
is it
he
actually
does
live
voice.
action? Or is it mostly
I mean,
CG?
yes,
Yeah,
no,
it's live action.
Oh shit.
He's never gonna take his helmet off, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, so it's just Mandalorian all over again.
Yeah.
If he
The
doesn't
Chief
take
never,
his helmet off,
Chief
that'd be
never
fine.
takes his helmet off.
No, he's taking his helmet off. You've never seen his
No.
face, but
Yes.
he's taking his helmet
No,
off.
they're saying like they may not show his face in the show.
That's fine, and I honestly they shouldn't.
That'd be fine because like
That's what I'm saying.
Like everyone told me like, oh, Oberyn Martell is gonna be the Mandalorian. It's like I don't see it. And then once he like didn't take the mask off, I'm like, damn. All right, this is just his acting here. Pretty
Yes.
solid.
Can I just say for a second, I'm glad he found work after that role.
Yes.
Because after he played Oberyn, I'm like, yo, he plays a pretty good Oberyn. Like, I hope he finds other work and like his. And I would even argue that compared to the other talent on Game of Thrones, he has so far been the most convincing to me out of like his other roles.
The fact they introduce an entire continent of characters and he's the one who walks away not only likable, but like a fan favorite in the show.
Because I'll tell
really,
you what,
really seals it.
You guys have heard me before. I'm not a fan of the entire cast's acting. Like, Nicholas Coster-Waldau is like the guy who plays Jaime Lannister is probably like a close second, right? But like I'm not a fan of everybody else. Like they're not. I don't think they're very.
Everyone else is playing a character. They're not acting.
But that's the thing. Like I've seen them all in like all of their other stuff. The guy who plays Rob was good in Bodyguard, but I think the writing carried the show more than anything. Like,
you know, I know none of us saw Eternals yet, but going to see Eternals will be a good test since Rob and fucking John are both in that movie.
Oh, dude, fucking what's his face?
I was waiting for you to say Jon Snow.
Yeah, he's ass, dude. Like, I think he's cool, right? I think he's a cool guy. He's got a cool on-screen presence. He's not a good actor. Have y'all seen that? Was it Silent Hill 2? The movie Silent Hill 2?
Absolutely
he's in that.
Not.
Oh, don't do it. It's diarrhea. Not
I watched 2 and I just watched 1.
Yeah, he's in that one. I saw him in something else too, and it was just like, it seemed like he was trying to play Jon Snow again. I'm like, what the fuck?
He's always trying to play Jon Snow.
He's always trying to play Jon Snow. Whatever.
Anyway, we're lingering.
There's only one more trailer to talk about, and that's my hatred for the oversaturation of fucking Spider-Man trailers.
Let's go. One more trailer.
Holy shit.
Keep that hype cycle warm.
To ruin most of a movie. Like,
I think everybody wanted this though.
Yeah, of course they did.
Everybody wanted it.
But knowing that it's there will make people want to see it in theaters. Even though I don't know what it is because I haven't seen the trailer, but I can only guess because I'm one of those people screaming on the internet.
I just like. I think Marvel had this rare opportunity. Like the same thing with Eternals, except Eternals looks boring and not wonderful. Which reviews are mixed, I'll say.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing.
Yeah, I haven't gone to see it yet. But like Spider-Man is the biggest guy on the planet. And this biggest superhero. Like Sony could have so easily just shown the beginning of the movie. You could have just shown that Benedict Cumberbatch was in this movie and it's related to a multiverse thing, and then shown shots and maybe scattered in a couple sound effects. You didn't have to have Doc Ock stroll out and go, "Hello, Peter. Look at my old robot arms from 20 years ago." Like, you didn't need to have the poster with, there's there's Gobby in the background.
There's Gobby.
He calls himself that, doesn't he? Am I crazy? I don't fucking remember.
I don't know.
I haven't watched the Sam Raimi movies in at least 15 years because I was not the crazy fanboy the internet makes everyone seem. But like, we've known for 2 fucking years that the other Spider-Men are probably going to be in this movie.
Like, we haven't known. We can only dream.
No, it's been a thing that's been known for this long. And I'm just like, man, where's
people were saying it was going to happen in the last movie. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I don't know. It's fine, I'm sure. It'll be fine.
I can't wait for it.
I'm tired of trailers showing every single thing in the fucking trailer. It's like, they kind of
have to. Movies that aren't doing these crazy hype cycles are not doing well at the box office.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Like, there's a huge gap between the ones that are doing well and the ones that aren't.
Sure, but like the ones that are doing well, is it because they had tons of marketing or because the marketing was good?
Tons of marketing. Everyone knew it was coming out.
Exactly.
Everyone knew Dune was coming out, but no one knew what Dune was about.
Only because Dune is what it is.
Yes.
That's a product of Dune. That's not a product of marketing. If the guys could figure out how to make the trailer 30 seconds longer. Actually, what am I talking about? You see every plot point in fucking Dune.
Yes,
in the
you
trailers.
do. And everyone went to see it and it was a box office smash
Freeman,
hit.
I'm saying you could still make just as many marketing materials without showing every single thing that exists in Dune. Same thing with Spider-Man. You didn't have to show every villain and basically go, yup, the Spider-Men, they're going to be there. Like, you didn't have to throw it around so much.
Well, now we can just speculate what they're going to do now that we know it's happening, and that just adds more discussion.
I just dream of the day, like, having the internet have, like, a Star Wars Episode 5 moment. And I know that's an easy reference, but it's not the only thing I'm thinking of. Like, imagine if people went into Empire Strikes Back and saw, like, Vader go, like, Luke, I am your... and then, like, cut there. That's what some trailer guy would do these days.
Zelda's my what?
What?
You remember that Ego Raptor video?
No. I never watched Ego Raptor.
Fucking what?
Nope.
Oh, we gotta watch some of the classics.
Who he is,
No?
but I never watched any. I was never.
We're gonna have a watch. We're gonna have a watch party pretty soon.
I'm still.
Dude, Ego Raptor is old internet. Like Newgrounds.com is like the long ago, the before times.
I didn't get into watching videos on the internet until basically when I was making videos on the internet.
Aiden. Aiden's dead.
Aiden's passed out. Aiden's gonzo. All right.
No.
Oh.
What?
You still there?
Tyler's been
sorry,
for like 2 minutes.
Yes, I'm good. I had to just step away for a minute. I am
fine.
back.
Oh, no problem.
I didn't want to interrupt the conversation to do that.
Tyler and Freeman were yelling at me because I said I never watched Ego Raptor in the early internet.
I made a Zelda's my what reference.
Oh.
Zelda's my what? Zelda's my what?
Dude, my coworker and I still quote Metal Gear Awesome at each other like every fucking day.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty quality, but like that's old internet. That's like 2007 internet.
Yes, like Smosh era internet.
Oh God,
yeah,
so fucking hot. Jesus.
All that to say, I'm tired of trailers showing too much, but this is a topic I've brought up many times, and I feel like you could have shown less and done just as well. Like, I don't feel like Spider-Man was ever going to do poorly at the box office, so why not have that sick thing that has word of mouth race around and get the internet hype to go get more people to see it? That's all I mean.
The only way they could turn this around is if they showed that because there's just more insane shit they don't want to put in the trailer. That's my only hope.
Yeah, they didn't show the 2 Spider-Men in the trailer. I get that. But, like, I just am imagining going even further of, like, yeah, they show him jumping into a multiverse or something, and that's it.
I just hope that we get to live the meme that's been going around.
Oh, God. There's
if they have the actual shot.
Spider-Man.
The actual Spider-Man playing Spider-Man.
I mean, they did it fantastically well in Into the Spider-Verse. I'd like to think they could do it again in a similar movie.
They gotta acknowledge the meme.
That Into the Spider-Verse gag has me fucking rolling every time. You know what doesn't have me rolling? Because I'd be rolling away because I'm the only one who can't talk about this.
What?
Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter cross Hunter.
Hunter.
The Gabagool.
There you go.
The Gabagool.
This is perfect time for me to go refill my water.
Aiden and I have finished it.
All right, it's
after many years.
It's a long show. It's like 130 episodes. It takes a long time to get through this. If you watched it weekly like I did, you'd be watching it for almost 3 years.
Bro, we went on like months long hiatuses over the course of this show.
As is tradition for this franchise.
It has been a trip. I will say that.
Yeah, you could say that.
What is your verdict on this, Tyler?
I thought overall it was pretty good. It definitely had its ups and downs. But I liked it though. It was pretty good. I am upset of how it ended. However, I understand why it ended like that.
Yep, it's exactly how I feel. That like with what they had to work with, they had to craft an ending, and they made one that was like, all right, I'll accept it, but I'm not gonna.
You know what made me pissed though? Nah, the one thing that gave me the itch though there's one thing, and Aiden knows exactly what's scene. So like the whole time, right? You're like, where's Kurapika? Even Leorio showed up for this end and had like a hand to play in this, right?
Yeah.
Where's Kurapika? Where is he at? And then you see him. Leorio's trying to call him, right? And he doesn't pick up, and he's in a dark room, and he's got a whole string of red eyes in front of him. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yo, where
I'm
was
like,
that arc? Where
was
was
like,
that arc?
I need to know what happened. I need to know.
Damn, it's unfortunate. I think Kurapika's like important to the next arc of the manga, but
Oh,
of course we're never
man.
getting that animated.
Man,
damn it.
like, oh man, like that, like I like so many things were going through my mind, and like man, I really want to, but like I've heard nothing but like semi-negative things about it.
Yeah, my one manga reading buddy is like you can't read weeklies when he did them. Like you gotta just do the redraws because like he's just at the state where he can't draw weekly releases,
Right. Yeah.
and he's just
I
like too
heard that.
prideful to switch to monthly, so he'd rather just be on hiatus.
Damn. It's
I don't know, but there
unfortunate.
were rumors that he was like teaching his wife how he'd want it to end if someone wanted to
Yeah.
like, continue it.
Which is fine because she did Sailor Moon.
Yeah, dude, she's a good artist. I'm just imagining the style change.
Oh God.
Like
Honestly,
even if it's not intentional, there'll be a slight
Hunter,
one.
Magical Girl.
You know what? That
Bisky's a
wouldn't.
character.
I was gonna say Bisky's a character,
Oh,
so it's
fair.
not like it'd be like completely from
Out
out of
there.
left field.
You know what though? Bisky belongs in JoJo. All right.
Actually,
Bisky?
yes.
Yo, Bisky was totally a JoJo character. That
She's definitely a part 3 JoJo character.
dude.
For real.
I hate it.
Just
Anyway.
kidding, I like Bisky.
Overall, I was satisfied with it. Again, ups and downs. I hated. There were parts that I hated, not because of like, just like stylistically speaking, like how the storytelling was structured.
Yeah.
But that was like for a small enough period of time that it didn't. Once we got through that, it was okay. But yeah, I didn't find the end very captivating either.
It wasn't satisfying because it wasn't an ending. It was supposed to just flow right into another arc that just never got finished.
Honestly, it would have been a better ending if like they had just left Gon doing what he was doing, and then like they just cut to fucking Kurapika.
Well, just for context, when the show ended, they only had enough material to make like 7 more episodes. Like they got right up to where the manga was. So
Gotcha.
I would recommend it to people if they haven't watched it though. It was worth the watch.
Oh yeah, the
good
parts
show.
that I really like, York New City, man.
that was phenomenal.
Like I love that. I love that a lot.
10 out of 10.
It really, for me, it really was. It was a 10 out of 10.
Talk about how
like-
much I love the Dark Tournament. Fuck that. The Tower. The Tower is one of my favorite arcs in any shonen show.
The Tower was also very good.
The tower was pretty sick. The tower, I thought was cool because you're like, oh, they got to the tower. It's like, psych. This is where like the actual game begins.
Welcome to the
I'm like,
starting
oh.
line of the franchise.
You know, that's actually one of the things that I did enjoy about the show in general. Like they did a very good job of introducing you to this vast world that made me want to learn more about it, right? Like I wanted to know more about like the tournament tower, and I wanted to learn more about like Greed Island and all that
It is
other
like
stuff.
these interesting
like,
functioning subworlds where it's like, how does this
Yeah.
fit into the grand scheme of things?
yeah, and like everything was it was all well crafted and introduced, and I think it was good stuff. It was good stuff.
All
But
right.
I'll digress. 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I gave. What did I give it? I gave it something on my anime list.
Fairly certain I gave this a 10 out of 10 because I was super biased.
Yeah, I definitely didn't. I think I ended up giving this like a 7. I think I did end up giving it an 8. Fuck, I honestly can't remember now.
No, I guess
we
the
can
Fat
move on.
10. Damn, I really loved this show when it finished airing.
Damn.
All right.
Oh no, I did give it an 8. Yeah, I gave it an 8. I feel like a part of me should have gave it a 7.5, but I was like, nah, I think it does deserve an 8.
All right.
Like, just because there's just a lot, there's just too much good stuff in here. I don't think my jaw ever dropped for something like if my jaw gets dropped at something, like as much as I didn't like overall, what?
No, I'm waiting to hear what this is.
Oh no, yeah, as much as I didn't like the Bug's Life arc that much overall,
Same.
Gone turning into Big Gone.
Oh yes.
That was some like.
It almost makes all that build up worth it, right?
Dude, it was wild. I was like, this is insane.
That was some Ultra Instinct shit.
Yes, it was.
God, like.
And I mean, that was also a like well built up to moment though as well.
Right.
Cuz it's just episodes of him just seething.
Yeah, just like what is he going to do?
And it's not even just for a couple of episodes. Like it's the entire arc and it's like over 60 episodes by itself. Right? So you're just like, holy fuck. I don't know. It's good. If you're into shonen anime, this is definitely a must watch. Compared to the other shonen stuff that you'll see, this is for sure a must watch. The on-screen, the relationship between Gon and Killua is absolutely amazing. Like there are seldom relationships in a show like this that honestly stack up to me. Or that don't stack up as well sometimes. Like this relationship was on some like Simone communist shit. Like brothers to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got for Hunter x Hunter is good stuff.
You heard it here, folks. After all the Bugs Life shit, he finally made it through.
Yes.
Anyway, let's move on from happy stuff to some salt-inducing shit here.
Is this salt-inducing? Because at the end of the day, 3 people we know.
Nah, we got angry. This
was infuriating.
New things.
So listeners, some context. Without disclosing who this person is, I know someone who used to work for the Amazon store who still has friends who work there. And I call it winning through this chain of people.
Real quick, without the context of which store you're talking about literally like tens of thousands of people.
Look, we can get doxxed at any time. I'm just covering my bases here.
True.
I heard through the vine that one of the stores was like, hey, they're restocking PS5s on this particular Monday. Like, this isn't announced or anything. Like, you can probably grab one after work. And I was like, after work? All right, well, fuck that. I'm gonna go to opening. I want to guarantee I can get one of these. So I told our squad during our D&D hangout, and Luigi didn't say he wanted to go first. Tyler, you were mulling about it for like half an hour, and you're like, yeah, let's go. And then the next morning, Luigi's like, okay, I'm gonna go too.
Yeah, that's true. I was like, what the fuck?
So the three of us just roll up at opening time for the mall to see there's already just a massive line in front of the Amazon store. Tyler, I don't know if you want to interject with your perspective on this at any point. But
well, yeah, I mean, when we got there, I was like, we ain't getting a fucking PS5. I was like, oh no, my first thought was like, I think I told you the first words I said, I'm like, oh, insider tip, huh?
Yeah, right. And I was like, fuck, it must have spread.
Yeah, and it was wild. Like, and I didn't know that we were gonna talk about this like until I opened up. I was like, oh, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
I'll say that was quite. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like it. Like, well,
anyway,
first
for listeners,
yeah.
we go to hop online and there's this like split between where you can't tell if it's one line for digital pickup or actual like the digital edition of the PS5. So I really want a disc copy and the lines were equal length and we're hopping on the end of either. I'm like, guys, let's just get on the disc line. Ended up being the greatest decision we could have made. But
yes. They
start opening up, they start selling a couple, and we notice these guys just kind of standing there with a lot of the PS5s, and we're just like, what the fuck's going on here? And then I didn't realize at first, it started to click later, like, these guys were just paying people to stand online and then buy them copies, and these guys were just going to scalp them on the internet.
Yeah.
And it was just like watching this like massive operation with like 8 guys running, like just literally inserting people in the line. You're seeing people passing cash left and right. Like it was crazy watching them just like own this line.
Ugh.
And Amazon was doing like nothing to police it because they weren't running a everyone stand in line, we're selling video games special today. It's like this is just stock we happen to have.
Yeah.
Like they hadn't even like processed it in the system. They had to roll it from the back, process, and then immediately sell a lot of them. So it was chaotic. But
I wanted to say some shit. Then you guys were like, "Nah, you should." I'm like, "Fine." But then it got to the point where it was actually super egregious when the fucking guy came out and he's like, that guy in the blue jacket is what set everybody the fuck off, though.
yeah,
That was hilarious.
he tried to cut literally the front of the line.
Well, those dudes who were in front, they cut the line originally, and I even pointed that out. And it's like, nah, no one's gonna believe you. I'm like, fine, whatever. But then the guy came out, and the dude in the blue jacket literally cut in front of the Amazon guy. And then he's like, guys, don't mess around with me. I'm familiar with faces. I'm like, all right, guy, what about that guy? And he's like, what about him? I was like, he literally cut. I'm like, you saw him. He cut the line in front of everybody. He's like, who saw him? I'm like, you did, my guy. And he's like, give me 1 second.
Oh, but
and
like hearsay doesn't control lines or some shit.
Yeah, and then he talks to the fucking guys in front, and he comes to me, he's like, yeah, they said that he was there the whole time. I'm like, bro, of course they're gonna say that. Like, it doesn't have any impact on them because they're in the front of the line. And the guys behind us were like, yeah, he cut the line and all that shit. And then it got to the point after that the scalpers started trying to heckle us. And it wasn't until like
this one guy. So the 2 people behind us, apparently they were plants in the line. So they just left, and the guy was like, "Oh shit, I had 2 guys here." And he's like, "Oh, they must have left." Like, all right, I gotta fill 2 spots. I'm like, they're not spots to fill. Like those 2 people left. Like unless they swap,
yeah,
no one comes in this spot. He's like, "Why do you care about the back line? People in front of you are cutting." I was like, "I don't give a shit. I just don't want anyone cutting. Like, knock it off."
Yeah, that turned into a thing. They were giving us shit. The guy who was a part of the other scalper group was giving us. She's like, "Yo, like, stop snitching, all this shit." I'm like, "Bro,"
snitching.
I was like, "You talking to the wrong fucking person."
Dude, you should have been like, "You are a disgusting piece of shit."
Oh no! So
Who are
Freeman
you
and
to
Luigi
talk?
heard me. I
Oh,
was
good.
talking mad shit the entire time.
Dude,
So there was a woman.
Damn, Tyler needs to keep his voice down, or something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I no, you even said Freeman's like, Tyler, like, you gotta like chill, like if something's gonna bad happen. I'm like, yeah, bad happened to them. I said some ignorant shit, like I probably shouldn't have. Where it was like, I was like, yeah,
was not trying to die lining up for PS5.
They were like,
on a
I was
Monday.
like, yeah, like, you know, they don't want to lose their life. I was like, no one wants to lose their life over a PS5. I'm like, their life. Like, I was saying some fucked up shit. But like,
to make matters worse in this whole struggle, like I thought this was gonna be a walk-in, walk-out operation. Like I had physical therapy like 2.5 hours after we got there. I'm like, there's no way we're gonna be waiting for 2 hours to walk in and out of the store that no one knows about. Only to realize we'd be online for legitimately 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Like I made it to physical therapy with 1 minute to spare. But either way, eventually what they did is they realized all the scalpers wanted the digital edition because you can basically you can scalp any PS5 for 1,000. So if you buy the cheaper one, you make more money on it. So they were hounding over the digital one. They gave out tickets to come back later in the day for the digital ones, and they were only doing discs in the line. So we were at least able to like secure our spot.
So how many? So did they announce that or something?
They did.
They went over to the digital side. They're like, look, we can't process all the digital. There's too many of you guys. Like, we're gonna give out tickets. Come back at some point today. Like, give us 2 hours or something. Just come back. And they were like, this is for digital only. We're just gonna process the disc ones because the idea was that scalpers are less likely to go for that one.
Get literally destroyed.
Either way, they're still going for that one.
It caused a problem too. Like when they announced that, everybody went ape shit.
Good. Cry more.
Either way, I think we actually got a couple people in front of us to balk once they realized they wouldn't be able to get back.
Oh, they did. No, so the group of dudes who cut the entire line, who I pointed out before, they all dipped. They literally all left the line once that dude made the announcement. They said, fuck it, and they left.
Good.
And I was like, wow, that's all it took.
Their volume. Because once they did that, then it was like, no, if I see anyone with a ticket before the disc ones are sold, like they at that point they started like doing something to prevent people from cutting. But anyway, the story's dragging on. Long story short, we got them. We got our copies. We got out feeling extra smug. I felt like I had a target on my back the whole time.
Yeah, no, I was smug the entire time too. But like, I'm just like, what the fuck? I was sat there pissed. Like, Freeman knew I was pissed the entire time because I'm like, yo, like, fucking actual evil ass shit. And like, for you listeners,
this is not a new console. It didn't just come out. It shouldn't be this hard to acquire one of these, and it's everyone there's fault that it's like this.
Yeah, and you know what, listeners, I understand if like if you want to make a quick buck, but at the end of the day, like I personally don't think it's cool. You're ruining it for some
game.
Yeah, you're ruining it for someone out there who like really needs it, or like not needs it, but like
really
deserves it. Yeah, and even if they don't deserve it, it's like, man, I feel like we should all like just take care of each other. That's my soapbox thing for the day. Like, let's
that was
be excellent to each other, man.
Yeah. Party on, dudes.
Party on, so we can all like play some fucking games and like especially after these guys stacked at least what? How many do we count?
13.
Like 13. Probably after we left, they probably got close to 20 if you think about it.
Advertising his Discord server for like, hey, if you want to be a line person for me. Like, this dude's running his own operation.
Yeah, like he definitely made his money like back and then some. Like he didn't need to keep going, and like you could tell that like these people just didn't give a shit. Like, and they were going down the line too. And like I even heard them say like, yeah, you can't talk to people who are buying for themselves. I was like, wow. Look at this shit. Because they knew when we were there.
Everyone else is all on the inside. They all know that everyone else is just there for money.
Yeah.
But it's whatever. Fuck this noise. Let's move on to something else. I don't want to be angry anymore. I want to be
better news.
I want to be balanced. Fair and balanced with my reporting on the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, because I caved and I bought the Diamond remake.
Yeah.
And how do I put this? Like, at first I wanted to shit on it, then I wanted to love it. Now I realize there's pros and cons to this game, and Pokemon's in a very weird spot because of it. So, first things first. This is like a very faithful remake. If you played Diamond and Pearl recently, it's going to feel very, very similar playing this game, and I like that.
Okay, so I was going to say the only question there is it too little effort?
No, because the game had to be recreated from scratch. Like, it doesn't feel like it was low effort. Like, there was an intentional effort to make it as close as they could, especially in places where they probably shouldn't have. Like, Tim, I was showing you last night. Whenever you start a trainer battle, everyone slides in just like they did in Diamond and Pearl, which they haven't done in the 3D games in a while. And they use the 3D models to pose them in literally the same way their sprites were posed in Diamond and Pearl before cutting to a normal-ass animation. And it's cool that they tried to match it as close as possible. But like the 3D models weren't made for a lot of the like poses they did, so it just comes off as weird sometimes. It's like I get what they were doing. It's a lot of design decisions where I would have said, okay, I like the spirit of it, but in practice it's a little weird. Do something else. And it feels like they just didn't explore that option. Like, whatever, it is what it is. It looks like it used to. And especially like when you see the way the characters look. Like when I took my glasses off while I was playing for a second, I was like, if my vision was a little blurrier, I could think this is real Diamond with the size of the character, how they move on screen. But the problem is seeing it in 3D detail looks just fucking wonky. No doubt about it. Gameplay wise, it's how do I put this? They left the EXP share on all the time, so the game is stupid easy because everything's leveling up really fast. But then they took away unlimited TMs to now just make your Pokemon's move pool shallow. And it's this weird balancing decision. Because they wanted to keep the TMs they hand out the same as Diamond and Pearl. But then they also didn't revert people's movesets that were altered to accommodate TMs. So it just feels like a jumbled mess of new and old ideas together, and there was like no coherency in like how modern is this remake supposed to be. And how do I put this? Like, if you're looking for a Diamond and Pearl remake, like this is it. It's like a pretty decent remake. But it's not like the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. This is now like when that came out, that was the pinnacle of all Pokemon games. It was the best one we'd had so far. And that's always how the remakes have felt. And so to have one where it's like, it's not trying to be the best Pokemon game, it's just trying to be a Pokemon game. Like, if you want to play a Pokemon game, come play this. We're not competing for the top dog title, which arguably we weren't even competing with Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just kind of rambling here if anyone wants to jump in, but
you're the one with the experience.
It's like Pokemon's reaching an era where we're not this monolithic, we make one good game. We make a lot of games and we don't really care about the quality. As long as they're good enough, people will buy them. And that's their approach right now. And I'm not having fun adjusting to this era of Pokemon.
It's not a good approach.
But it works for them.
For how long?
Well, keep in mind, I don't think Game Freak can actually push what I call a pinnacle Pokemon game anymore. Nor do they really have the desire for it. We'll see when Legends comes out. Can they do this idea? Like, if you break Pokemon away from its core main series and just be like, we want to be able to be any genre of game, be a Pokemon game. If they can transition to that territory, I'm curious because we'll see their first attempt with Legends.
If they can do it, which I don't think they can, it will open up a veritable Pandora's box on the directions that the franchise could go. I don't know. It just seems that Game Freak is too scared to do anything.
But like for a while, there were no Pokemon spin-offs. Then we had Pokemon Go, and then it was slow for a while. And then it's like we've got Legends coming up. We have Snap. We have like they're starting to do more spin-offs. Like we had an era where they didn't want to do it. Now they're doing it again. They're doing it all like in a relatively short time frame. So I'm wondering if this is their new approach: is just do the spin-offs again, expand the universe. Don't just make single-player JRPGs like we've always done. I don't know.
Who knows?
Regardless,
Game Freak's gonna Game Freak.
Regardless, I'm having fun with this game, and I like some of the additions they did. But some shit is just way ridiculously wonky. So like, I'm playing through it. I'm not loving this. This isn't an Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire experience, but this is the Diamond and Pearl like replay I've been waiting to do for a while. So I'll say I'm enjoying it, but I'm very questionable about the entire thing. That's my spicy take. Or sorry, nuanced review.
Yeah, I was like, I had no interest in much playing it. Only because like I haven't even played the original. It's not like any of the newer ones were like even piquing my interest as much as
I would agree that this one is like the Diamond Pearl remakes are very nostalgia reliant. I don't know if people will appreciate this as like a first time experience. I would still recommend playing Platinum on an emulator or something.
I do have it. I did acquire one for the DS not too long ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Actually, I got Diamond and Pearl. But I was like, I don't know. Like, because after I did, so truth be told, I stopped playing the Pokemon games after Gold and Silver Crystal.
Oh, you didn't play Gen
3?
I didn't because I don't know why. I think it was like, I honestly couldn't tell you. I think I just, at the time, I felt like I grew out of it.
You were that crew. Whereas I was saying, no, I promised that I would catch them all and I'm going to do it.
Like, I didn't hate it, right? Like, I didn't hate it. I just found
it just didn't grab your interest anymore.
Yeah, it really didn't. And I honestly, like, it wasn't until X and Y, because, like, even when I watched, was it Ruby Sapphire? I'm just like, this is the same game. And, oh no, what bummed me out the most, I'll tell you exactly what also bummed me out the most, the fact that I was like, oh, so are, like, is Kanto and Johto also in this game too? And they're like, no. It's only
from older ones, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, what the fuck is this?
Like, oh, like maybe 100 of the 251 are in this game. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and so that kind of bummed me out, honestly. And I was like, well, this doesn't interest me at all. Like, why would I play a lesser game? And so I honestly
That's exactly what Sword and Shield felt like.
Yeah, and that's the reason why. And so when X and Y came out, and they're like, hey, you can bring over all your Pokemon, and it's a new game, like, with all these different features, all these different animations. I'm like, this is what I have been looking for in a Pokemon game since then. Like, this big of a change. And then they throw it all in the fucking garbage with Sword and Shield. Thanks, Obama.
Can't freak, please. All right. Done talking about Pokemon. What's next?
Nothing major until we get to the main topics, but you know, This is kind of interesting because we talked about.
Right, I'll be back 1 second. Run the story.
No, you're good. On the last podcast, I talked about, Worlds had happened for League and Arcane was launching, and when we get to watch and play it, I'll definitely talk about Arcane more. But as part of the massive amount of news that's been coming out from Riot as part of preseason before the new season starts in the new year, all this other stuff, we had heard for a while, there's probably a podcast where I talk about it, that Riot's been talking about making other games. And the first one we were supposed to get, that was an actual release, was this Ruined King game, telling another story from the recent Ruination event that was controversial in the League community. But the RPG with Pike, Yasuo, Ari, Braum, Ilaoi... Oh, God. Am I forgetting? Misfortune. That's who it is. Those six.
You mean Captain Fortune?
Captain Fortune. That's my favorite skin of hers. So yes, I apologize. But the everyone was kind of waiting to know, when are we actually going to get these games? And Riot does an event like 2 weeks ago, and they go, oh yeah, here's our update. Here's an update on our fighting game. Oh, we put out this this little, from the guys who do Bit Trip Runner. I actually really like those games. They did like a Ziggs game. Oh, and Ruined King, we have an update. That game's out now. I haven't played it, and I don't know if I will, because I'm not a huge fan of those kind of like old style Final Fantasy squad, like team based RPGs anymore. But then again, I might try it. I just honestly have been, I'll talk about it more, but I've been getting back into Warframe.
It's reviewing fairly well.
And it's only $30. It's not a full price title.
Yeah. I just need to see what the gameplay looks like.
On Steam, it's actually listed as very positive.
Oh, wait. Oh, it's this game.
Yep. So yeah, I think I'll probably grab it at some point. Maybe I'll do an LP of it next year. That'd be cool. But yeah, it's apparently pretty good. But also, and I know this is a little more relevant for Aiden, but we finally got new news on their fighting game, Project L, which is still apparently nowhere near coming out. But they showed off footage of Echo and actual updated footage of like Jinx and Darius and stuff. And I think, I'm trying to remember who else was in it. I can't remember.
Ari?
Yes, Ari also, correct. But yeah, that game's apparently coming along, and I know for fighting game people, there's at least some reasonable interest in this, because isn't the team behind this, Aiden, like pretty well-known fighting game guys? And
I actually don't know who's behind this right now.
I know Riot. I think Riot made a new studio with some people who've definitely got some fighting game credentials. But yeah, I mean, considering how fighting games have kind of not fallen off, but they've kind of turned a lot very Japanese lately for all the good ones. Like Aiden, has there since like what, Mortal Kombat? Has there been any major recent fighting game?
Guilty Gear came out a couple more, like
I said non-Japanese. I was thinking like non-Japanese.
Oh, non-Japanese
fighting game.
Is it MK?
That I can. Probably...
It seems like you somehow play like every fighting game that's a major release that comes out for at least 2 weeks after release.
Yeah, I mean, I think every other game aside from Mortal Kombat has been Japanese.
So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I don't play fighting games at all, but it's cool to see that Riot is sticking to real. Like, it seems like Arcane is their big, like, we are officially going into doing lots of shit. And actually,
like what I was talking about with Pokemon, the whole expand beyond your main game thing.
Yeah, but it took Riot less than 25 fucking years for them to do it. It only took Riot 10 years.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, the Riot expanded universe is suddenly very real.
Yes. Along with, I forgot to include this, but the confirmation that after the success of Arcane, They have already announced season 2 of Arcane is coming, not next year, which I think is fine, considering they also talked about how this season took 6 years of development to get here.
I'm not surprised. It
Which,
seems like there was
when
a
you look
lot
at
of like CG rendering going on.
Yeah, when you look at the art style, like Freeman, I know you made a joke about this on Sunday, I think, but this really does have a similar vibe to Into the Spider-Verse, where it is this very, very, very deliberately crafted art style that takes a long time to nail down, along with a lot of the musical acts they have for this. The soundtrack for this is frankly astounding just in terms of who is on it.
Like, I don't personally like them, but hearing that, like, Imagine Dragons in the opening, like, all right, this is a little bit more legit than I thought.
Yeah, and I mean, there's in the final episode, right near the end, there's a song by fucking Sting. Like, that's fucking crazy to get him to come out and just do a song for this. There is a.
That's weird.
I know.
They got that fuck you money, remember?
There is and you know what is encouraging, because I know I've bitched about this for the Pokemon Company before. Riot is clearly investing in actually growing this thing. Because they announced, like they said, you know, we want to do more stuff with this studio. We want to do like Arcane Season 2, obviously. We're looking into more animation shows, possibly live action. That's a mistake. But like overall, and you know, like more side games, you know, like I said, Ruined King came out. So they're really trying to actually push into a multimedia experience, and I think it's cool. I mean, hell, I say other games that we already have. Legends of Runeterra, which is a shockingly apparently popular. Like it's got to be in the top 3 digital card games.
It's pretty big right now.
Because I know Hearthstone's not killing it because it's Blizzard.
Riot is more successfully doing the thing that Blizzard was trying to do, but never really made
Blizzard
much
trying to do
with.
this. Other than the Warcraft movie.
They should be doing this, I guess I should say.
Sure.
Like you have this incredible world, and we know that the Blizzard art department is fucking cracked. And they just never do them. They never do anything with them. It's
been a meme for so long, but legitimately, like something like Arcane, and I know the studio behind the actual show is the studio who did the original KDA music video that was so huge. Studio Fortiche, I think it is, French studio. But like it's been a huge meme for years that everyone's like the art and music departments of Riot are what carried. Carried.
And I mean, it's that same meme for Blizzard too. Mm-hmm. Like, but at least Riot is capitalizing on it.
Correct. I mean, look at how many fake bands have been birthed out of League of Legends.
We don't need to go down this route.
No, I know, but like, it's just it's. Say what you will about League itself, it's cool that someone is taking a successful starting point and seems to really successfully be building it into something bigger. Like you said, Aiden, imagine a world where imagine if in year 5 of WoW there was a TV show, which is all the rage now. Could you imagine how big that would have been?
Oh, it would have been insane.
If you had sunk the money, if
it's almost Blizzard like what the cartoon popularity did to the Pokemon video game.
Exactly.
The kind of cross-media promotion.
Yeah. Instead, they're like, no, let's make. I think Arcane also shows, and along. I mean, we talked about the Halo TV show. It seems like TV is much more appealing with streaming platforms than movies are, especially for like cross media and video games. Like we also have unrelated, but the Wheel of Time show on Amazon. I don't know if that's doing great, but I feel like I've seen lots of advertising for it. All these streaming services want shows to keep bringing people back. Arcane doing this 3-act, 3-episode release, I think, is a wonderful sweet spot where it's not the same slow weekly cadence,
but enough to binge.
But it makes you have a mini binge for those 3 weeks, so that you still have enough content to keep you feel like I'm getting a substantial amount out of dedicating time to watching this, but I'm also not burning out after just one sitting. So I really like how they released this. I know on like it just to, I'll kind of talk about Arcane here. I might as well, since I've already been talking about it. Or I'll just say, for the releases of Arcane, the first 3 episodes came out. I was kind of watched them as 1, then 2 and 3. Then the next arc came out the next week, and I watched them all on Sunday because it was a slow day. And then this past Saturday, when the 3rd arc came out, I was like, fuck it, I need to watch this. As soon as I was awake on Saturday, I fucking pulled out my phone and watched all 3 in one sitting. So it was really cool, at least for me. I like built hype over the course of this. And it felt like there was almost payoff there. But anyway, this kind of turned into more of a story than I thought it would. But I guess the story is just Riot is doing a lot, including the famous, hey, the game is out right now.
The classic Apple, now in stores at the end of this conference type energy.
Now, a segment coming to you right now.
Oh, what? That's right. It's time for the Weeb shit.
Wow.
Had to have it at the ready because I wasn't sure what the transition would kick in. There is not a lot of Weeb shit news. As everyone knows, we are midway through a season. No one's announcing shit yet because stuff is still happening right now. That said, Anime NYC was this weekend in New York City. As the name implies. Anyway, usually Anime Expo on the West Coast is the only one where Japanese companies will actually come over to make announcements. So Anime NYC is mostly dominated by news like within the NA industry. So like Funimation and Crunchyroll controlled the news this weekend about what they had announced. We're back to that point in time. For anyone who remembers the first time Funimation and Crunchyroll partnered up, where Funimation's like, yeah, we're just here to talk about dubs. And they just started dumping like the dub cast for all the shows they had acquired. Whereas Crunchyroll's like, hey, here's stuff that had been announced, but you haven't seen trailers for. Guess what? A, here's trailers, and B, we have rights to them. So,
except Shield Hero, fuck you.
Because that's just not coming until 2023. No, they showed that's probably going to be either Q1 or Q2 of next year.
Who even cares at this point? Anyway, I didn't mean to distract with a show that didn't even get announced or talked about.
You're fine. The one big thing, like looking at the Crunchyroll lineup, a lot of them feel like, yes, Crunchyroll would definitely pay money for this kind of show. But the one that's important that I'm paying attention to is Spy X Family, where, brief synopsis, this guy is an assassin and he has to team up with 2 other assassins to like fake being a family, except one is his wife and one is his kid, and they both are like super good assassins. So I feel like this is an assassination classroom-esque show. It's out in Shonen Jump, so I'm expecting a tone like that, but I don't know. Point is, this might be one to keep an eye on. The rest, or we'll talk about them when they happen. Anyway, more good shit to come out of this. I think this is the only like actually new trailer the world hadn't seen yet, but the Made in Abyss 2 trailer came out at Anime NYC.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, I'm ready to feel again.
Don't even know anything what's happening. Don't care. Very excited.
Yeah. I just wanted to know what the title meant because I knew there was some shit about a city, and I was like,
yeah,
all right, you gotta make me interested about this one.
Well, here's a name that literally makes no fucking sense.
Yes, it's gonna be good. And then last thing I want to talk about, it's not really news, but it will be out by the next time we record the podcast. But next Wednesday, JoJo Part 6, the first 12 episodes drop on Netflix worldwide. So,
damn,
oh boy,
it's gonna be a JoJo weekend. That said, I think my friend group's like, no, let's slowball. I'm like, for the love of God, I'm gonna get spoiled by every meme in the universe before we get them. Like, JoJo Fridays are already bad when my friend's like, let's watch the Monday after. Like, I already know what's gonna happen because of memes, so this is gonna be even worse. Regardless, I'm beyond hyped for Part 6. And oh wait, sorry, that's it for the Weeb shit.
Wow, that was literally 2.5 minutes of Weeb.
I said there was like no fucking news this week.
I'm aware. I know we have to have it for what's the word? Fuck, I'm losing it. Consistency. Thank you.
Yes.
Jesus. My brain. You know what's consistent? Throwing random shit against the wall and finding out that a TNT podcast member watches it. Speaking of, Tyler and Freeman, I know you guys are watching a
Holy shit! What the shade that just kept happening right there.
I already brought up in the last episode, and I got a little bit of shade from Tyler for watching it. At the time, I'd finished season 1 of You.
Yeah.
It seems like some normie shit to me.
It is normie shit. My friend,
that's why I'm throwing shade. It's funny.
Because the one non-weeb in the group was like, "We watch something normal," so we watched this. But one of the weebs in my group normal. I already watched this and I like it. You should watch it. And then one of the other weebs like, "Yeah, I've heard this is good too," and they enjoy it. So all of us are enjoying this train wreck of a TV show.
I'll tell you what it is.
I'm watching season 3. Tyler, you started watching it, right?
I just finished season 1 today of You.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
So everybody at home, we're watching some normie shit called You. You probably heard of it. It's pretty popular. It's about a fucking weirdo who like snoops in on this completely like not even in my opinion that interesting of a woman. He finds her very attractive. And yeah, that's his life. He gets consumed by stalking this bitch. And hilarity ensues.
Quite a way to describe this show, but he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Either way, this show is.
It's good.
It's not like it's not bad. Like you got to turn off your brain. There's a lot of shit where you're just like, "There's no way this is gonna happen this way," and then bam, it does. But it's at least interesting. They know the art of the cliffhanger on this show.
They do.
It's super obvious during season 1 where you can tell where the commercial breaks were supposed to be because it aired on Lifetime.
Right.
Where they'll just do like, sudden plot twist in the middle of the episode and they come back in 5 minutes and resolve it. And it's like, God damn it, that was literally just for the commercial.
I'm glad they got the DVD uncuts versions or whatever on Netflix because they drop a bunch of F-bombs.
Oh yeah.
Which like I was kind of surprised. So I was like, wasn't this a Lifetime show? But hey man, I think it's good. I think the characters are pretty like it does actually a pretty good job with its like character writing and like calling back to like very small details.
Oh, just you wait. That goes away in season 2.
Oh, see, that's not cool because
yeah,
that's what I liked about the first one because like there were small touches or like they'll say like an offhand like a throwaway line, right? And like it'll either immediately come back or like even 2 episodes later like, "Oh, hey, we mentioned this." And I'm like, "Yo, TV shows don't do this."
Okay, actually in that regard they do still do that.
Okay.
A little bit, but not as amazing as they did in season 1.
Okay. I heard season 3 was really good. Hey, we'll see. I'm so willing to oh shit. Well, God, I'm sorry. I'm still willing to give it more of a shot. Like, I mean, it kept my interest this long. There's one scene that I really liked, though, and when I mean I liked it, I was laughing my fucking ass off. Can we go into spoiler a little bit?
You think you're gonna watch season 1?
I'm never gonna watch it.
I am
right, go ahead, Tyler.
Definitely not.
Yo, I love how you'll watch trash like fucking Jersey Shore, but you're not gonna watch
at least I'm not like Freeman, who's apparently willing to cross over through both.
Whoa, hey,
no,
I have
it's fair.
It's valid. You know my taste in anime, and I can tolerate bullshit. I can do the same thing for real life TV as I can for anime.
Freeman, I agree. I'm just fucking around.
Even though I sift through bullshit, I'll say season 1 of this show is definitely worth the watch.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, there it is.
Despite the bullshit reputation the rest of it has, season 1 is like, if you can put up with bullshit TV and you want just something entertaining, this is entertaining. It's very entertaining.
Yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh shit! Wait, what was I saying?
Your spoilers.
Fuck! Oh yeah. So so at the very end, right, the last episode, right, where Joe has Beck in the basement.
Yeah.
And she gets out of the box and she runs to the top of the stairs and she sees Paco on the other end of the fucking gate. And she's like, "Help, Paco, please. Joe's down here and he's trying to kill me." He's just like,
Paco's like, "Yes, I know."
Nope. He just turns around and he walks away.
Dude, Paco was a homie.
I was fucking like on the verge of tears. It was so hilarious. And like, but like he literally was like, "Yeah, I know," and he just walks away. and then the whole thing was like he moves away, right, with his mom, and he gives Joe a hug. He's like, "I'll miss you, Joe," and he like They fuck off. I'm like, that's it, huh? That's it, huh? Like he just Paco doesn't say anything.
Last time he
just
saw Joe, it's
leaves.
like Joe was killing someone. He's like, "Hey man, we're cool." Dude, Paco's on another level.
Like even now, I'm just thinking like, yo,
Damn, Tyler's going.
dude, it's so funny. Like I've never seen some like I can't tell you if this was even good or not. I don't know if it was good, but I'll tell
It
you
was
what,
entertaining.
it was so funny. It was so funny. That's like it's like some of the funniest shit I've ever seen, like at all. And the fucked up part is like I don't even think I would even consider that character breaking at all. Like
It's hilarious how it isn't.
it's hilarious. It is, yes. It is hilarious how it isn't. Oh man. That's that yeah, that was comedy gold. That was not what was intended for sure, but it was to me. Um but yeah, no, I'll keep watching it and I'll give my updates. My little updates.
Cool.
All right.
Well, I probably should have talked about it before, but I'm not the only one watching Arcane, or I have finished Arcane. Someone else here is watching Arcane. Freeman, have you gotten to watch any more than like the first, 2 episodes?
No. Unfortunately, this is probably going to end up waiting until I'm on. Actually, no. This weekend I'll be free, so I might catch up on it.
Hell yeah.
I'm not on vacation anymore, so I don't have the time right now.
You don't have infinite free time to just watch shit.
Yeah, right. My normal week is happening, except I have to like do this D&D prep shit, which
You
I'm
chose this.
procrastinating and playing Pokemon instead.
Oh my
I
God.
feel you, dog, dude. I fucking feel you there, my dude.
Yo, the Tyler Expanded Universe is a whole different beast.
It is.
But you know what else is a whole different beast? Arcane. Haha.
You talked about Arcane already.
I'm trying to give a review though, because I watched the show. I watched the whole thing. Jeez. I don't want to get into spoilers. I don't even really want to spoil much for Friedman. I just want to say that this show really is, I think, really excellent. It doesn't linger. It doesn't tell a story that's like massively full of surprises, but it is very well done. Top to bottom, really almost no complaints for me at all. And I really genuinely think, and I know this is coming from the person who plays League in this group, but genuinely don't think you need to play League at all to get enjoyment out of this show. I look forward to hearing from Friedman. Well, I look forward to you saying whether or not you still agree with that when you have finished the show.
I'll say just from the first episode, I never feel like I don't know what's going on, but I always have this suspicion, like, all right, who is this guy? Like, what other information do other people have? And am I okay with the info that I have presently?
I really, really, really don't think... Like, yes, I know when Jace shows up on screen, I go, holy shit, I know what Jace is going to do by the end of the show, probably. In a very, very rough sense. Like, I'm the person who is I play League, and I know who these characters are, and I see their character model, and I know the basic story about them, like, very minimal.
Gotcha.
Like, Vi and Jinx, people have suspected that they are siblings literally since the day Jinx launched into League.
Wait, was that not canon? I thought that was.
So it was literally never explicitly confirmed.
Oh, weird.
It is
I
one of
thought
those.
that was common knowledge.
And it is, but it's one of those things where they just never explicitly came out and said it. At least not that I know of. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But either way, it's not thrown in your face, and if you don't even playing the game, unless you listen to specific voice lines or something, there's really no super explicit indication of that. But like you see the character Vi has like, well, I'm not even going to get into that, but like, you know, the characters have their weapons at various points in the show from the game. Cool. They do moves that look like moves from the game. Cool. But you don't need to know any of that to appreciate it. There are tons of characters in the show, Freeman, tons who you haven't even met yet, who are not league champs in any way. Vander, right at the beginning.
Characters.
Vander, he's not a champion.
Oh, really?
Stuff about him alludes to other champions. And there's other stuff that's kind of spoilery, but Vander himself is not a champ anywhere. I mean, heck, there's like all the counselors. The counselors have a lot of cool character designs. You know, like the big robot guy.
None of them are characters.
None of them are characters.
Oh.
Yeah, none of those.
I apologize. Is this person a character? Is that person a character?
So only Heimerdinger on the council is a character, but he's also like literally super visibly defined. You could probably guess he's a character, but like the other ones all have cool. Like there's the lady with the shifting gears around her neck. There's the guy made out of gears. None of those are champs. And there are plenty of characters who get introduced later who you'd think that's got to be a playable character, right? And nope. There is a character who I legit thought was like a reskin of another champion because he gives off a similar energy. And it's like, nah, this is just a completely unique character they came up with for the show.
Gotcha.
Like in Act 3, there's a guy who, no joke, I'm like, that guy's got to be a champ someday, right? He's even got a cool gimmick visually that like, or a tick he does as an animation, not even like a single frame. But anyway, I think Arcane is really incredibly well done, and I think anybody who has any interest in watching an animated show that has really good characters, pulls all the threads you care about, has good dialogue, the production value is through the roof, I would definitely recommend it.
All right. I will continue watching.
And then I mentioned before that after seeing Aiden play Wafram a few weeks ago, and for those who've watched the channel for a long time, or if anyone's still listening to the podcast, I did play on, I forget if I recorded videos or just live streamed, but years ago I did play on stream Warframe. I am back in, and holy shit, this game is so different. Oh my god. But right now I'm back in it and having a blast doing constant kick jumps to flip or to do the little bullet jump around the map over and over again. And all my gear is still good, which is frankly astounding. Frankly, Aiden, it's incredible to me that my max rank gear is still max rank.
Oh, they have done a spectacular job of introducing new things, but like
not invalidating the old ones.
Yeah, they don't. They have done a very good job of avoiding power creep.
Yeah, they have. It's frankly incredible how they have created so many new warframes, so many new guns, and lots of new systems. But my warframes that were leveled up to 30, my guns that were leveled up to 30 are still max level 8 years after I stopped playing this game.
It's the same reason I keep jumping into Guild Wars 2. Your endgame gear is still endgame gear.
But there's so much, like, what was the name of that ship mission, Aiden? The Railjack?
Yes, Railjack mission.
Like, the whole Railjack system is, like, the coolest thing. That's a whole video game. And it's literally like, you compared it to me to Battlefront 2's space missions, where you either can fly around in a ship or you can, like, board the enemy ship. It's literally like playing a more modern version of that. It is janky as Warframe is. Like, the whole space battle feels really weird when I was on that turret. It didn't feel like there was a lot of feedback on what I was doing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of so visually busy for someone new like me. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? But it is still really fun, and it's really cool. And there's some giant new quest launching next month.
The new war is coming out.
Yeah, that I'm not going to be ready for in time.
Yeah, same. Same, dude.
But like, yeah, it's just fun. Like, I'm booting up. I'm like, yeah, I'm just throwing on old Warframes to get back into it. All my max rank gear, I still run through old levels. I don't have to. It like Aiden, you and your friend Kyle, who we were playing with, he clearly knows the game top to bottom. But at the end of the mission screen,
that again.
Well, sure, but like, we get to the end mission screen, and it's like, oh, Tim dealt 71% of all damage in this mission. And it's like, cool, I feel like I'm still contributing. It's the same thing with Synthetic. Like, me and Tyler get to the end of those runs, and I'm like, cool. Even though I had a shit run, I still helped Tyler.
Yeah, you help me. I always get the most kills.
Oh, well, that's a different story. No, I do the most damage. You always get like 2 more kills than me somehow.
Yeah.
But my damage is like 5 times higher. And you get more headshots, which is the weirdest
called
fucking
chaosing.
thing.
So, yeah.
Yep.
But regardless, I'm fully back in. Warframe is my game that I now come home and sink time into when I have time, which is nice because I've been missing something like this to come home and actually sink time into instead of just kind of playing a bot game of League or watching YouTube. I'm actually doing something again, and it's just fun. I don't know how long it'll last, but it's a good time.
Well, I am certainly going to be playing it still, so you know,
I'm not planning on stopping, but you understand what I mean.
We got to go on the war farm. All right, we got to farm all the things, Tim.
I mean, or just spend money and solve all your problems like that.
No, that's the dumb way to do it. Don't ever spend money to
Aiden,
buy warframes.
You have seen my fucking inventory from 8 years ago, and you were like, damn, you still have mods that are good. You got all these fucking maxed out Warframe.
Yeah, man. I have trash. Like,
Aiden, I'll unlock Warframe.
I just got my first multi-shot mod like last week.
Aiden, I will happily unlock regular Warframes. And then every time the new Prime comes out, just drop the money and buy the fucking...
Oh, good God. Hey, man, you know what? live your best life, Tim. Live your best life, man.
No, but yeah, Warframe is good, and maybe we'll do a little bit of streaming or something at some point once we're in the house next year.
Yeah,
there's so many things to record, like Back for Butts.
Yeah,
I know Tyler wants to record that real bad.
That's all I want to fucking play.
Yeah, Back for Blood. Friggin' we got. I was gonna say Ready or Not, but that seems like it's delayed indefinitely right now.
Yeah, who the fuck knows?
Anyway, Friedman, why don't you talk about a video game?
Oh, cool! I talk about the games I'm stopping and the games I'm starting. So I'm gonna air quotes. I'm done playing Just Cause 3.
Already?
No, I'm not. I didn't beat the game. I'm done playing it. So I've had a fun time playing it. It was 2 weeks ago. I played it like continuously for 5 days. This is a fun game. I like the story missions. I was getting into the gameplay loop, and then it started getting a little bit repetitive, and I understood, like, okay, this is what the rest of the game is going to be like. That said, I feel like I've got my enjoyment out of it. Like, I played almost 20 hours, and it's like, I had fun. I don't feel the need to, like, keep clearing the island or do more of the story missions. Like, I just kind of had my fun. I don't really want to do more of this. I want to go do something else now.
So I know it happened much earlier for me, because I also got reinstalled Just Cause, or for me, and reinstalled it, but I reinstalled Just Cause 3, and I spent like an afternoon playing some Just Cause 3, and then I was already like, okay, I had my fun. This isn't going to expand more at all, other than like getting the crazy wingsuit from the video and things like that. But like, I just don't need to sink the time in to 100% that game in any way, shape, or form.
Yep.
But it's fun. It still is fun.
Yeah, I'll put it this way. I feel the same way I feel like about what I feel the same way about it that I do about Witcher, except I'm getting ready to come back to play Witcher, though. Like, that's the difference. Like, Witcher has enough story that it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna come back to it. Like, I'm gonna put it this way. Like, I don't feel like the Witcher is mechanically evolving that much on me. Is that rough to say?
You're not wrong, but at the same time, as you get later in the game, even on normal, you really do like have to start strategizing with the tonics and such a little bit.
Yeah.
So, what?
Death March. Death March is the only way to play Witcher. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Death March.
Start of normal is still really hard in that game. Anyway, this is off topic. I'll get back to Witcher when I start it up again, probably. Like,
so what you're saying is
3-4 weeks from now,
you'll get back to Witcher when you get back to Witcher, is what you're saying.
Pretty much. Like, once the show drops, I'm gonna be back to playing this game. Is what's gonna happen, most likely. But either way, it's making room for a quick speed run of Pokemon Diamond 2. Diamond is unbreakable. As I said before, while I have conflicting feelings, I'm having fun with this game. I've wanted to replay Diamond and Pearl, and I've been holding off because I knew a remake was coming for years. So I'm enjoying it for what it is. I'll put it that way. I do intend to clear the Elite Four in this game, unlike other Pokemon games recently, where it's like I might not. Like my goal is beat the Elite Four, re-experience what I experienced in 2006, call it a day, and then probably just go back to Witcher. But anyway, that's my video game plan.
Aiden, what the fuck are all these games you put on here?
What? I only put 2 games on there.
Is that
the rest of those are not mine?
Those Tyler's?
Oh, the books, Tyler.
Tyler?
Oh, those are. Oh, sorry, my bad. I fucking zoned out. I thought you were still talking about Diamonds Unbreakable.
No, I'm done being unbreakable.
Oh no, these are both movies. So I watched The Harder They Fall as a Netflix exclusive. Stacked cast. It's got fucking Idris Elba and like some other thing.
Whoa.
It's a primarily black cast, and like they wanted like a black cowboy movie, and like all the characters that they mention are like real, like Western, like people. Like they even have like Stagecoach Molly and shit like that. Um, but the story is completely fake. So there's like no accuracy to it whatsoever. But I was mentioning before, like, yo, I don't want rap in my westerns. Well, there was rap in this western,
Damn.
and I'm like, I hate it. I fucking hate it. Like, I don't like this. And unlike, I would even say in Django, it wasn't even that great. Like I think Rick Ross like showed up for like maybe like 15 seconds of that scene. And I was like, I don't like this. It happened a lot in this movie, and I didn't like it. The movie was fine. I think, like, I think I rated it like a 2, honestly, or no, I think I rated it 2.5
On Letterboxd?
on
Wow.
Letterboxd. Yeah, because like, honestly, I think the movie was shot fine. I don't think the writing was good, but the performances carried a lot of the movie. Like a lot of the on-screen presence was really good. Um, but yeah, then I had some other like more personal reasons with the movie why I didn't like it, but that's just more personal stuff.
Overall, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, I thought it was okay. Honestly, I think it's a skip. If you like westerns, like it's cool. It does some cool stuff, like the opening, like the second scene in the whole movie. It's a revenge plot. This guy kills this dude that he was looking for, and he tells the priest like, hand this guy in, you'll get 5,000 for him. He's like, well, why don't you take him in? Like, why don't you cash in the money? He's like, because I'm worth 10, and he rides off. I'm like, damn, that was a pretty sick fucking line, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's full of those, right? Like a lot of the character lines are like really cool. So like if you're into that kind of stuff, like it's cool. But like there's a lot of just like heavy-handed race stuff that just like to me, all right, like for as far as
That's
personal
no
stuff
good.
goes, like it's too much for me. It's like way too much. Where like it's not grounded in any sort of like any realism, and I don't know, like people can probably like say a bunch of shit to me like oh whatever, but like when stuff is too heavy-handed for me, it doesn't hit the mark for me. Like I think Django is absolutely perfect for what it does, and like the depiction of everything is nigh flawless. Like it doesn't shy away from like what the race issue was, whereas opposed like this one kind of does. And like they even have a town in the Harder They Fall, like where it's literally I forget what the name of the town was, but like everything is like each town that like they go to in the movie, they have a title card. And this is the first town that they show up to, and in parentheses it says it's a white town. And literally everything is covered in white paint. Everything. And I'm like, okay, what are they trying to tell me here? Like, is this supposed to be like White Devilville or something like that? I don't understand what the point of this is. And as far as I'm concerned, it's still lost on me. It was supposed to be a joke, but it didn't really land home with me. So I don't know. It loses points with me there. But the performances were all very good. Add all the Western tropes, but I don't know. If people are curious, if you like Westerns, like, and like you don't mind like the heavy-handed like race stuff, like go for it. But overall, I probably wouldn't recommend it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then the second one is Sorry to Bother You, which has been on my list for a while. I just wanted a quick movie to watch because, like, I don't know. I wanted to, like, so I started off my vacation, like, I'm gonna watch a bunch of movies. And I'm like, you know what? I'll start with this one because so I can just bang it out. And man, it's fucking weird. It's about this guy who doesn't have a job and he, like, gets a job in, like, telemarketing, right? And he ends up, like, going up the, up the chain, in this telemarketing company. And like it's another like heavy-handed race kind of thing too, but like they did a good job in handling it until the very end. And I would go into the end, but it's a lot to explain. I would probably recommend this movie. It's hard for me to say. Like this is another one where like the performances like definitely carried the movie. Glenn from Walking Dead's in it,
Oh, really?
which was a surprise. Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff. Like he's actually a pretty good actor. Um, kind of surprised, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's got a lot of weird shit into it. Like if you're into weird movies, it's definitely right up your alley, especially with the kind of like the ending twist gives probably M. Night Shyamalan a run for his money, honestly.
Wow.
So I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably recommend. It's one of those like I thought it was good up until a certain point, and I would only recommend it to certain people, not you guys.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Fucking Aiden in his dwarf fortress.
Yo,
This game is
Oh,
weird, but I love the aesthetic though. I just wanted to say my piece on that real quick.
that's fair. That's fair. But like, man, Dwarf Fortress is a good game, right?
Well, yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
It kind of. So I dove into Dwarf Fortress again, and for those of you who don't know what Dwarf Fortress is, it is like an ASCII art, like fantasy, uh, like colony management game, and it kind of in the same vein as like RimWorld, if you some games like that, or like Prison Architect. That was another popular one. But Dwarf Fortress, what a lot of people, Dwarf Fortress is the one of the games that Notch used as inspiration for Minecraft.
gotcha.
So, like, I just wanted something like, well, actually, Tyler triggered me. Tyler's the one that got me to play Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah, well, I said like I forget what game you were describing, and you're like it's like Dwarf Fortress. I'm like, what the fuck is Dwarf Fortress? And you're like, you've never seen Dwarf Fortress? Boots it up. Literally played it for 2 hours straight that night. I was like, I thought you just wanted to show me this game, and you're like, yeah. And then
Yeah,
I came on the next day, and he kept playing it.
and I'm still playing it, man. My dwarves are doing real good. Um, Difficult game to get into, has very complicated controls and keybinds and all sorts of other shit. It is generally considered one of the more complex games to have ever existed. uh like when you generate a world, not only does it generate the world, it generates the people that inhabit the world as well. And if you go through like 250 years of like world generation, you can have 50,000 historical figures that have like led villages or fortresses and whatnot, and that's all information that's readily available to you.
It's
that you
frankly
can go
astounding.
read. Like, it is just a lot of game. It has like water physics and all sorts of other things, but it's ASCII art, so like it doesn't seem like it would work that way, but like it's an entire 3-dimensional world built in ASCII art, and
That's crazy.
it's a fun game once you like figure out like the controls, because there's no mouse controls, it's keyboard only. Like, it's like an old school game. And if you want to beat your face against a wall but be greatly rewarded for it at the end, Dwarf Fortress is a good game. And that's all I got to say about that. It's good. It's good stuff. And moving on though, I noticed, and I should have brought this up when we were talking about Halo. The Halo beta has been out since Monday, like the open beta.
And how much have you
Is it
been
open
playing?
beta? I thought it was out technically. I thought it was released. Is this an official release?
No, they're like actively changing stuff.
Wait,
Like,
how?
they
I thought they released
literally
the Battle Pass.
They did. There is a battle pass. The battle pass is in the beta, but they also just completely overhauled like how challenges work too.
People
So
paying for battle passes in open betas now?
So they announced all progress carries into the main game. But
So it's
yes,
basically a soft release.
technically it is a
Sure.
soft release, yes.
Considering the
But
game is free for multiplayer, yes.
they are actively taking feedback right now about the battle pass and like gameplay stuff. But so far, I love it. It's really good. There are a few things that desperately need to be resolved, though. The melee feels fucked up sometimes, like
Dude,
really fucked up.
sometimes,
Oh, for you, it's a lot of the time.
man,
For me,
I
it's
die so many times in these
Yeah.
fucking melees.
like I've had instances of like, actually, it happened today on my lunch break. I was playing a couple rounds, and like I hit somebody in the back with a sword, and it was just like, nope. Still had full shields and everything.
Damn.
Like,
Yeah,
so stuff like that happens a little bit too frequently. And another thing that they need to do is, I don't know if it's something with how like the server is calculating damage or like confirming hits, but on more than one occasion, like every time I sit down and play for like a short period of time, I will be killed around corners or like through like terrain
Sucks.
or stuff like that, and it feels very bad.
It's just bizarre hit detection in general with it.
Yeah, it seems so. Like, it almost seems like there's like a 200 millisecond lag to the actual hit detection. So like you'll be your character model will be completely behind cover, but you die from somebody that was shooting at you like a split second ago that shouldn't have hit, but they do. It doesn't feel
I
very
feel
good.
bad.
But those are really the only two major gripes that I have about it, aside from maybe the randomized like weapon spawns. Not a big fan of that either. I do wish that like it was like old Halo where it's like, okay, on this map the sniper is always here, but in this the power weapon spawn will be there, but it's not necessarily a sniper rifle. And that, another minor gripe. But
it'd be interesting if they had like queues, true random, like different game modes, random spawns, non-random spawns. Because I agree that seems weird. Because I remember like Valhalla, rocket launchers in the middle, banshees behind the base, like
yeah. The And kind of in that vein, the other thing that they definitely need to get going sooner rather than later is they do need to add like a real playlists, because right now there's ranked arena, unranked arena, and big team battle. And then yesterday they just added Fiesta.
So they're literally working on it actively right now.
Yeah.
Open beta. Actual literal open beta.
Yes. So there are some things that are definitely missing and some things that need to be worked out. Like, I really dislike the challenge system.
Challenge system's kind of ass.
Yeah. But like gameplay wise, I think it's a solid Halo, and like the year that they took to work on it, I think was a very good idea.
Nice. I look forward to playing the campaign once it's finally out.
We're almost there. It's like 2 weeks, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I can't play it until we're in the house because I need to record that shit.
So 6 weeks it is.
6 weeks.
That'd be
at
nice.
least.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
that's a better way to put it.
Yeah.
I think we're done though.
Yeah, that's it.
That's everything.
Anybody got anything else?
Nope.
No, just want to wish all of our viewers a happy and healthy Thanksgiving for anyone celebrating.
In the United States, yes.
Yes. Oh, sorry, I gotta.
Or not in the
Canadian
United
Thanksgiving.
States.
Possibly
Hey, man, we're not gonna
one
gatekeep.
person. I was gonna say actually, Friedman, did you talk about Vivi last time since you finally finished Vivi?
I thought I did.
Okay, that's fine. I literally always forget somebody having said something last episode. So, fuck it, we're done. All right, thanks everybody. Happy Thanksgiving if you're in the U.S. Hopefully you can spend the time with your family and enjoy some yummy food. If not, well, I'm sure there's better things coming for you. So that's the best I could say, man. I don't know.
I know you did
like,
well. You did well.
So thanks for listening, everybody. And we'll see you on the other side of the holiday with another episode, hopefully in 2 weeks before actually. Okay, so we will have 2 episodes actually before Christmas. 2 episodes left in the year, and then the episode after that will be in January. So thanks for listening, everybody. We got 2 more left for 2021, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. So until next time, my name's Timpedia.
I'm Friedman.
Just Tyler.
It's a gabagoo.
We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for listening.